Yes, welcome everyone. Another video here by the Tokyo Real Estate Man. But again, we find ourselves today in Osaka, and today is a really interesting discussion. And I want to discuss with you the foreign people, the people who do not live in Japan. I want to explain to you the psychology of why the Japanese people do not live in the empty homes. Now, I know given there's a huge backdrop, given the backdrop of the over financialization of the Western real estate markets, I understand. And not only that, there's other cultural reasons. For example, there's here in Vancouver, uh, there's drugs everywhere, and the city compared to 10 years ago is actually worse. And there's I can, I think I'm a really good judge of it because I live in Tokyo half the year and I live in Vancouver half the year, and I can tell you that the quality of Vancouver City is actually going down. And if there's people like real estate agents and other people telling you otherwise, yeah, they're just feeding you a load of beans. It's just not true at all. It qualitatively is going down. Places like Gastown, compared to 8, 9, 10 years ago, they're actually worse than they were. Anyway, that's I understand. So there's this backdrop of like the West, and then you can go into Japan, like a city like where I'm from in Shibuya, Tokyo. Qualitatively speaking, from 10 years ago, uh, it is probably 8 or 9 degrees, like degrees, or 8 or 9% better. Yeah, if there's a barometer for it, it is actually better. It's actually a better environment. It's actually improved. But yeah, it's not the case in Vancouver, and it's more expensive than it was 10 years ago. So there's a group of you that want to escape and get here into like Osaka markets. Here, we can look here in this Osaka market right here. This is the detached market in Osaka, and we can see here in the middle uh, that there's not too much supply. Okay, I did a video earlier today about this house right here, and you can. This house is for 980 mon, and it's a very good location. I of course am a location. I really like a great location, and this is pretty close to Dotonbori. It's about a 35-minute walk away from Dotonbori to get like it's a great this is so what's so exciting about like the Japanese real estate market is that like it really presents opportunities here. However, there's a risk when you're buying this older stuff, and what the risk is maybe you guys don't understand it because you're coming from the Western model where everything is really expensive. In here, like this is just considered like almost a piece of garbage, and a lot of people they just don't want to buy it, and uh, that's really difficult for you to understand if you're from like a Western market. People would love an opportunity like this. I have an apartment. I live here in downtown Vancouver. I've owned my apartment here for years, and people would pine for an opportunity to live in such a great location for this kind of price. However, yeah, the Japanese market, people have options, and they don't want to get something like this. Now, I want to show you, for example, and I'm going to show you in terms of there's kind of two reasons for it. The first reason is we can do math numbers, okay? But really, the second reason is, and this I really want to explain to you. I'm going to go over to this is that house for 980 man, 980 man. This is it right here, okay? Now, I don't, depending on where you're from, I could just speak for like my family that my wife grew up in a house like this. Okay, she grew up in a countryside town in an old house like this that's cold in the winter. Uh, this sort of old, like these sort of hot water systems, they have basically no water pressure. They come out, they trickle out. If this dial here, when you have it on lower, and the combination is colder as it combines cold and hot water together. There's hardly any hot water quality at all. This it would be a absolutely freezing toilet. So what I mean by is these older houses, the people that grew up in these older houses, they don't want them because they're the ones that grew up in these houses and they're familiar with the uncomfortability of it. So that's why they want this one here. I'm going to remember to share my tab as I always sort of forget. Okay. This one here. This is what they want. This one right here. And I just happen to have it open. Don't forget to share your tab. Okay. And you can see, what do they want? They have 2 parking spots just in the plain layout. You can see. Let's go to the first picture and you will see exactly what I mean. Oh, look, it's a beautiful house. They have parking spots, clean kitchen, IH. This is what's known as IH range, which is an electric one. I like the gas ones better, but both are fine. Both are standard. Clean house, a nice bathroom, comfortable unit bath. For sure, I'm not saying that the other house is probably, the other house too had a decent unit bath. Okay, this is like, there's 2 toilets right there. Look at these windows, the window quality. These kind of newer windows really start to improve in Japan in the 1990s. These sort of windows are easy to use. Okay, they close and they're better insulated. The people are taller. One thing that's a very good thing that you might not know, the people are taller. Okay, so they grew up in the small houses, and the sons got taller than the dads. The average door in the 1970s and 60s buildings was 100, and the door where went up to 178 centimeters. My son right now, who is half Japanese, is I think 182 centimeters, and he's 14 years old. They don't want to live in these old houses. The scale of them they're freezing, they're moldy for the most part, and one of the reasons is they're the people that grew up in those houses. Okay, and this, okay, there you have. It has an office. It has an office, and and obviously their position. If you're coming from the outside, I can understand why you like that other house because it makes sense. I did a video on it, and you can have the house and live in that house for I think $194 US a month, financed if you're lucky enough to get the financing, right? But let's have a look. Let's do a comparative analysis of the financing as I open it up in another tab. And when I don't change tabs, I just don't want to forget to share the tab so I don't have an odd video. Okay, so this house here, you see when we look at this graph or this picture right here, you have a total every month of basically 21 mon, which is 210,000 yen. You have a motokin. This is the principal. Still a savings vehicle in Japan. The principal is 17 mon. You get to save that every month, 18 mon. Okay, your interest portion of your loan every month is 3 mon. So in essence, you're living in this house for a cost of about 1,500 yen a day. Granted that is savings. Okay, granted that is savings. Okay, but let's look here. I want to go down one step further down the rabbit hole for you here. Okay, as I share this here. Now, this is Mizuho Ginko. Okay, you can read after me. Chūtaku ron no kinri ichiran. Ichiran is like a list. And because my eyes are bad on this page, I've set the font so that this page comes up a little weird. But we can look from it. Okay, so this is known as the Hendo Kinri, which is the variable rate. Okay, so the best Japanese families, okay, the ones who are going to buy that house, can get a rate of 0.37. That's not 3%. That's 0.375. That's under 1%. 1/3 of 1%. They can get a rate at. They can get, this is the rate of the 35 flat. They can get a 30, 31, or 35 year 1.85% flat rate. Guaranteed. Like it's not going to go up. Okay. So you're 20 years old or 25 years old. You bought the house. Your loan payment or your interest will not go up for the duration of it. Or you can go with the 10-year fixed at 1.4. Okay, but let's do a simulation with this Hendo, or the variable rate, back here on the other page. And don't forget to share, Bruce. I always seem to forget that. Okay, so we see it here calculated at 0.90, which says right here, Hendo Kinri Tokyo Star Ginko 0.9. Let's actually move it down to 3. We saw here, what was it? Let's call it 3.8 right there. This was the one advertised by Mizuho Bank. Okay, we now have 19 mon every month. But let's go further down. Let's go. This of course is the bonus. There's two things we can do. Let's say their family gives them, because Japanese families have the most savings in the world, and this is also something in Japan called the bonus, and this is done twice a year because you get your bonus twice a year. Okay, so let's say during those portions, okay, the bonus portion, you will pay an extra 12 mon, okay, over 35 years, okay? Don't forget, for the Japanese Taishain, the people who work, or the Seishain, okay, Seishain, that's the highest level, okay? They get a bonus twice a year, okay, which is usually 2 months and 2 months. So they get another 4 months salary. And now you can look at it this way. That's where they get paid their overtime. People say Japanese don't get paid overtime. They do. They get their bonus, which is their company sharing profits with their bonus. So this is a conservative and a very realistic calculation. This Japanese family is living in this house for 14 mon a month. Now let's go over here and look at it from the perspective of this. This is their monthly mortgage cost, which is 14. Oh, Bruce, don't forget to share. The monthly mortgage payment is 14 mon a month, total of $908 a month. However, like I said, in Japan, real estate and loans right now are still a decent savings vehicle for family. Motokin, principal every month. Let's bring this back there one more time and share it, Bruce. Don't forget to share it. You are saving in this scheme with your mortgage $726 a month toward the principal, while inflation in Japan is running at 8%. Your mortgage is at 0.3%. The inflation rate in Japan is at 8%. You're already capturing 7%. Okay, now with these numbers in the backdrop, then we now know the Japanese families, they grew up in the empty homes. That's who grew up in the empty homes. Okay, and they have access to the Japanese financial system. Every month they are saving $726 toward the principal in a house in an inflating environment. Real estate in Japan and Tokyo right now, particularly, or in Osaka, is going up. That as well. Add on to that as well. Okay, so now let's go back here to the picture. So what is a father and a wife? This is obviously a family. Okay, what are they going to do? Are they going to buy this one, or are they going to buy this one here? Okay, the answer is obvious. No, both these are good. For someone coming from the outside with ability, this is definitely a good price. It's a great. Let's go back here to the location and share your link, Bruce. So don't forget, the location is basically the same, right? Now, the Japanese family has a better advantage in the marketplace because the real estate prices are going to go up. they're going to want to buy this one as well, because this in 2 or 3 or 4 years time very well could be worth 8,000 or 8,500 man, 8,500 man. Okay, because real estate is going up. All in the backdrop, you have inflation. Okay, so they're not gonna. So when you buy, there's few things that we can learn from this as well. When you buy something like this, if you don't, you'll probably be able to recover your money and get out of it. You'll have, this location is good enough that you're going to have a U-turn ability, okay, given its value of the land, okay. However, the money filled or not money filled, or the best sort of prepared Japanese families to buy real estate are never going to buy it. They're never going to buy it. So the best thing that you can do when you buy something like this is to put the value added into the unit and improve it. And that way you can flip it and you can have optionality. Or you can probably, even with a location like this, you can at least get your money back. However, certain portions of the Japanese population will never want to touch this because they just don't want it. Anyway, it's just another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. I'm not going to forget to share. And from this page, looking at these sort of interest rates, this is where you can learn about the Japanese psychology when it comes to housing. Okay? Another video here by the Tokyo Real Estate Man, inviting people to follow the Instagram or follow the channel. I'm going to continue to make meaningful videos about living in Japan, how to get ahead in Japan, the fundamentals of real estate in Japan. Lots of good pictures here on my Instagram, and you see that they straddle both worlds. These are in Vancouver and these are in Tokyo. So my opinion about living in the West and living in Tokyo and Japan, I think, is a very informed one. Another video here, Tokyo Real Estate Man. Thank you very much.